sanitary line first. See what's going on. I'm gonna go up here. You got a laundry sink down here, right?
Yeah.
Can you turn it on just real low? So what does Allison do again? Where does she work?
Allison works for a title company.
Oh,
It's
cool.
called Trickle Title
Okay.
in St. Clair Shores. But she's been doing title work for forever.
Has she?
Since she was 20.
Right. Yeah, like Josie's been doing.
Josie works at the high school, doesn't she?
No, she works at. She works for Troy Public Schools. She pays all the teachers in Troy.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I did see when I was pulling this out, I saw the tree root that is blocking that side, and I think that's what I'm getting caught on right now. Come on. Make a way there. There's your tree root.
Yeah, right there. Look at that.
Yep. So
So,
so there's a lot of tree root in the bottom of that. And you just had it cleaned out, right?
I just had it cleaned out.
Yeah. See, the problem is when it's in this like 90-degree directional, it's hard to get out of there because the snake wants to go one way and misses the tree root, right? So it makes it hard to get it out. Because other than that, you could use an expandable cutter. The expandable cutter is the way to go when it's in your, like, if it's in the line like this. Because what it does is it goes into your pipe closed, opens to the wall on the inside, cuts at the wall. So it gets all the tree root. Instead of putting a hole through the tree root, right?
Is that enough water flow?
Yeah, it is. That's just calcium buildup on the sides here.
Yep.
At your coupling connections for your crack pipe.
Now, I'm assuming this is going outside?
This is going all the way out to the city sewer, yes.
Okay.
I just want to look at that before we pull back and look at what's here. So what happens is that calcium builds up and it'll close the line, Now you can get that out with the expandable cutter too, or you can get it out with the Hydrojet.
Okay. So I've heard about that Hydrojet.
Now
How that
Hydrojet,
works.
yeah, and Hydrojet takes people think it takes tree root out. It doesn't take tree. It shines it up. Is all it does. It doesn't take it out. But for regular blockages and calcium like that, it's perfect for that. Little step up there on that coupling connection, but not bad. What year's the house?
58, 57.
And this looks original to me, so not really too bad.
I'm sure it's never been replaced.
Right.
This is just like the coolest thing, and whoever invented this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because how they do this without this in the past.
Wow, it's all
You
guessy.
just mark off from downstairs where this is, go outside, mark it off, and just start digging, right? And you don't know if you're going the right way.
Well, it's funny. One of our homes we owned here in Mount Clemens, we had to have that line from the house to the Grover place. And oh my God, Zach was just a baby, so that was probably 26 years ago,
Right.
25 years ago. And
Right.
it wasn't cheap then.
No, it's not cheap. my city sewer line runs on the other side of the street, between the sidewalk and the house across the street. That's where my line runs, which is insane.
That looks relatively new.
Yeah, there's a piece that somebody changed out here. That's PVC.
Would that be near the road?
It is.
I wonder if the city had done that at one time.
Well, it's green, so whenever you see green PVC, that's usually what it is the city did that. Because this is the Fernco holding these pipes together. Whenever the rubber boot, you know,
Yeah.
whenever you go from one material to another, you use the Fernco. I'm not going to be able to get into that section unless we turn everything on. It would be good to look at the whole thing, though. So can you turn that faucet all the way up and turn your bathtub all the way up on a cold?
Do what now?
Turn your bathtub water up all the way up on a cold,
Oh,
and this all the way up on a cold. I just want to make sure, you know, I don't want to miss. I know your problem's back here, but
okay.
it's good to look at everything. It's pretty far off. Can't hurt for you to inspect this every now and then, you know, every 4 years or so, and just make sure that Fernco, that we can't see a gap between the Fernco and your pipe, because then the water's going outside, right? Because it's misaligned so badly. And those Ferncos have a lot of play. They shouldn't really have that much play in it. Right on the edge.
Doesn't want to make that turn, does it?
Yeah, I don't want to make the turn. I swore one day I'm going to look like Popeye with one arm. It's crazy. Yeah, right there, man. I'm right there. Come on. Just don't want to make it. And it's too far for me to turn it physically. Yeah. Not going to make that, unfortunately. But we can look at the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can turn all the water off. Thanks. It was worth a try.
plumber yesterday told me that once a year I should open these up and run my hose in it and let it run for like 20 minutes or so
For what?
to clean them out.
Yeah,
I mean, is this doing that the same thing?
it is. But, you know, you really don't have much in your line. I mean, yeah, there's some connections that are misaligned pretty heavily, but the pitch is still good. It's not holding water anywhere. There's no bellied areas, you know, so that's why it's clean. If you had bellied areas where, yeah, the pipe's half full of water in this section, that holds the waste back, and that's how you get blockages, you know. Your waste sits back, builds up until it blocks the line.
And the one guy said there's something you can put down there, a cleaner of some sort. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't go with any of that stuff. It's just so bad for the pipes.
Now, I had a plumber once tell me you can use, like, rock salt will eat the roots.
I've heard that. I've never really heard anybody say it actually worked.
I mean, I used it on a tree stump one time, and it ate up the stump enough that I was able to get the stump out.
Well, that's good.
And
Yeah.
he said, yeah, well, eat the roots away. I'm like, well, okay.
Everybody's got ways of taking care of things, but I
So
really
that
have.
power jet thing will clean a lot of that calcium out,
Yeah,
but it won't take the roots out.
Right.
You need that expandable one to get the roots in that one
that's
spot.
right. Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's funny. I had a client hire someone to do this, and I sat and watched the guy doing it. And I mean, basically, he said the same thing. He says, "Yeah, these things are good. You get that calcium buildup and stuff." But
Yep.
he said everything is flowing. And,
Yeah, it is, and I don't see any cracks on the bottom of this pipe whatsoever.
you know, and I tell my clients, listen, if you do anything, have this done, because this could be the difference going forward or not going forward.
Oh, there's
if the
no
pipes
doubt.
are collapsed, and I tell myself, I have an investor client who buys properties,
Yep.
and I've been working with him for 8 years now,
Right.
and he's had to replace sewer lines on 3 homes. And I tell him, Sam, have a scope done so
Yeah.
you can see. Because
Exactly.
if it's bad, then you may not want to buy the house, or you know you're going to have to add another $15,000 to the transaction.
That's for sure. And sometimes
he had
more.
one where the connection was across the street, like yours.
Yeah.
He had to get a permit from the city.
Oh yeah.
Cut
Oh yeah.
in the road.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, every city, I work with those plumbers every day, you know, so I'm always in a hole going through. But yeah, it's, I mean, mine would probably be at least $20,000,
Oh, yeah.
maybe 25.
I know this one was down in Oak Park, and it cost him 15 grand when all was said and done.
Yep. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, short little Italian guy. I always say I can make fun of him because I'm kind of Italian too. But he called me up one day and said, I think I found the house. I said, you know, he's your quintessential Italian guy that can't wait for nothing.
Yeah.
So I said, don't sign anything till I come over there and talk to him like I'm his dad or something. So he calls me up 3 days later and says, I didn't get the message, I'm working. So I listened to the message. I bought the house, come and see it. I'm like, what did I say, dude? I mean, we do each other, I do this for you, you do me a favor, right? And so, had to have the whole floor from the front foundation wall to the back, cut through 4 feet wide, replace everything under the floor. That was $10,000 right there.
Yeah.
Go out, look at the line, finally get to look at the line going out, that line was shot. That could have been $40,000,
Oh, yeah.
you know. So there's your tree root, man, right at the bottom of this damn thing.
Right at the bottom.
Yep.
So having this replaced obviously will fix that.
It certainly will. And as much tree root is what's in here, probably not going to stop coming in. So even if you can get it out, right here. Yeah, see, that's what's going to happen is the cutter goes in here, pushes this tree right over because there's room to push it over, and then it just goes down.
Can I take a picture of that?
Sure, I got pictures too.
Oh, you do?
Yep. This is all video too, so.
Because, I mean, obviously, whoever I get to do it, I want them to see, okay, this is where it's at. You got to have that cutter that's going to take that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to solve that problem right there for
Yep.
now by just having that.
That's for sure. And the nice thing is you have no other tree root throughout the whole line. You know, that's pretty lucky in a line that's this age. Look at all that. You can never get a camera to go into these traps, but I just wanted to see if I could see more tree root in front of my camera. But that's as far as I'm going to get, is right there. And now we'll pull out and see if we can see anything with that standing water. It's a good thing that you got good standing water now, so that's good. If that trap was compromised, it wouldn't be holding water.
Okay.
And it's holding a lot of water now. Now that I got... Yep, that tree root's still at the bottom, and it's attached, so it's growing. So you have, over this part of the house, do you have foliage over this part of the house with
We
a
have
tree?
a tree in the middle of the yard.
And it hangs over the house.
I've been cutting it away, you know, so I mean, so I don't get anything in the gutters and stuff.
Right. Because the foliage at the top, the diameter, is the same as the tree root at the bottom. If you turn it upside down, it's that big. It's the same size. Yep.
I've been hounding Allison. I hate that tree. It's a magnolia tree.
Yeah.
They blossom. They look great.
Yep.
And you're raking leaves and petals for weeks.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, they're nasty. So